much different has the mood in and around the squad been after last weekend's positive result away at Ipswich?
Well, the mood's always been okay. Obviously, it was the Monday, Tuesday after Old Church. It wasn't the bounciest place. A little bit brighter after the result at Ipswich, but like I said, either way, one result won't define your season. So we don't want to sit on our laurels after a good performance at Ipswich. We want to kick on from there.
And does the result and the performance though mean that you can now demand a bit more from the players and say, right, there's the bar, that's what you've got to hit every time?
Yeah, well, we don't treat any game any differently, but I do think they set a certain standard against Ipswich in terms of how resolute and people willing to put their bodies on the line, 1 to 11. So, in terms of that aspect of the game, yeah, we've set a bar that we have to make sure we don't dip below.
And Wycombe this weekend, obviously, back in front of your home fans. Is there something, do you feel after Old Church that you owe the home fans a performance?
Oh, well, I think you always have that burden. You always feel that you owe the people who come a performance, and it's what that performance looks like. Like, we're under no illusions. Wycombe got a top manager. So last 2 times they've been in this league, they've been in the playoffs. I think they'll be in around the playoffs again this year. I think they're 3 points off it. They've taken 14 points from the last 7 games. They're 6th in the away table. So we know what we're up against. But I think what our fans want to see is they want to see a level of commitment and fight and determination similar to the Ipswich performance.
And you mentioned Wycombe's form there. I mean, after a slow start for them, they do seem to be sorting things out, which I kind of guess is no surprise.
No, they're a good side. They've got some good players. They've got some really good experience. So McCleary, Vokes, I know Mawson suspended. They've got Jakobsen, some really talented players, and they've got a really good manager that's been there and that's done a phenomenal job there over the period of time he's been there. So yeah, we know. I think what they have got is they've started to get their squad back in recent weeks. So I think they had a few injuries. They were probably a little bit short at the start of the season, but bodies have started to come back, and I think Gareth's probably got the squad that he wants, playing in the way that he wants. So yeah, good side, be a good test, but we'll be prepped and we'll be ready. And one thing I can promise is that we'll have a go.
You mentioned Gareth Ainsworth's experience there and the amount of time that he's been at the club. Do you notice anything different when you're up against more experienced managers? Because obviously, you're still learning the trade of being in charge of a team.
No, not particularly. I think what we have got as a staff is we've got good experience. So obviously Russ has done it for a long time. Marcus played with Gareth Ainsworth. So, and I think between us as a staff, we cover a lot of bases, and we've got a lot of games, a lot of experience in a lot of different roles between us.
Wycombe's style obviously is pretty sort of in your face, and they'll look to be on the front foot. How do you counter that?
I think what Wycombe have a variety of threats. So they've got Vokesy, who's, if you go back to front, Vokes is good at anybody in the league at taking the ball in and giving you a focal point at the top end of the pitch. But they've also got good footballers. Jakobsen can, Mawson suspended, but Tafazoli, Jakobsen can handle the ball, Grimmer can handle the ball at the back, and they've got decent footballers in midfield. So Wing, Wheeler, Scowen, Freeman, they can all. So they've got a variety of threats. They can go back to front, or they can, if you stay off them, they can play through the third. So they've got a variety of ways to get the ball into the top end of the pitch, and when they do, they've got good footballers like McCleary and Mehmeti who who come alive. So we're aware of what their threats are. We'll be prepared for them. We know it won't always be. Sometimes it'll be difficult to stop. We know we're not going to win. We know we're not going to win every first contact that comes up to Vokesy. So yeah, we think we've got a good idea of what's coming, and we'll be prepared for it.
And what sort of level of numbers have you got within the squad? Have you got anyone sort of coming back from the walking wounded of late?
I think we've got 21 training today. So yeah, we'll have a few back in. I think we've got 2 or 3 up on last Friday or last Saturday squad.
How's Caleb Taylor?
Caleb's fine. He's done his protocol. He trained yesterday. We'll train again today. Yeah, no issues with Caleb.
And Ellis Chapman's gone out on loan. I mean, presumably just needed some game time.
Yeah, I think what we've seen is Bonzi went out last year, got a run of games, really benefited. Reece Hutchinson went out this season, had a few games at Ilkeston. I think he benefited from that. So hopefully Ellis can go get some games between now and Christmas, and hopefully that'll do him the power of good.
Thanks, Wade. Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Wait, do you think the Oxford red card affected Ellis at all, or affected his confidence, or do you think it's just other people doing well restricted his opportunities?
Yeah, I think we're strong in that department. So I think we've got stronger in that department. Obviously, Bonzi's really kicked on from when he came back from Kidderminster. We've got Dan Adzed in, who we think's a really good player. TP has been excellent for us, and obviously we've got Cirks, Broomy, and James Oliinka there as well. So yeah, I think it's the competition in that area of the pitch has gone up. And I think it's just a good opportunity for Ellis to go and get some games.
Easy to forget he's only 21, isn't it? Because he's been around for a while. He broke onto the scene at the previous clubs, at Lincoln earlier on, but he's still got a lot of time ahead of him to develop, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's got loads of time to develop, Ellis. But he's got that. You know, we talked about Ellis got. I don't really like talking about potential. Like Ellis has got lots of attributes, but you have that window for potential. Sort of 21 onwards starts to diminish. So, I mean, he's tall, he's athletic, he's got a good left foot, he's got lots and lots of attributes. Hopefully, you know, Oldham will give Ellis the opportunity to go and start putting them together and get a run of performances, and he can really show what he can do.
How do you assess Callum Ebank's loan at Eastleigh? Because he got on the pitch quite a few times. I don't think he started, but he got a goal. Do you think that's done him good at National League level?
Yeah, I think so. I had a good chat with Callum yesterday. So the reason we sent Callum to Eastleigh was thought it'd be a good environment for him. So he'll be at a good level in a good league. He'll be around the first team and he'll be involved every week. I know Lee fairly well, Lee Bradbury, so I thought Lee would be good for him. Being the type of centre forward Lee was, he would be able to give Ebank some real detail. And I spoke to Cal yesterday. I think he's enjoyed it. I think he's learnt a lot from it. So if Callum can go to Bath now and get a run of games and make an impression there, I think he'd look back over. If he can do that between now and January, Feb, I think he'll look back on his season and say, well, he's made his Football League debut. He's had a good taste of being out in the National League, and then if he can get a run of games now at Bath, where he can put those learnings into practice, then he can look back on hopefully that'll be a decent progression for him over the course of the season.
I think it's the last year of his 3-year contract, so obviously you're always battling to try and earn a contract, but is it reaching a crucial time for him now?
No, I think it's all. I think I wouldn't say any one period is more crucial than the other, John. If I'm being honest, I think with someone like Callum Ebanks or a Grant Horton or a Zach, we just want to see that their progression and they're on an upward curve. And if Callum can do that and evidence to us that he's still progressing, he's getting better and he's improving, then I think that'll be the criteria when we're talking about contracts and renewals and we go into those conversations.
You mentioned Sam Vokes a few times. He played for Bournemouth, he played for Bristol City, he played for Burnley. Some similarities there, and obviously he played for Stoke. I think, did you overlap with him when you were coaching at Stoke?
When I was coaching, I did, yeah. But I never played with Sam. But we're both from Southampton. We always seem to, yeah, like you say, there's been a lot of crisscrossing and yeah, I was at Stoke when Vokesy came in. Really good guy, good pro. Obviously scored a good goal against us at home last year.
And very good friends with Michael Duff. Have you met? Do you know him quite well off the pitch, Sam, through your career paths and through mutual acquaintances?
Yeah, I knew him a little bit. I knew Sam fairly well anyway, prior to him playing with Michael. But obviously when Michael was here as well and he played with Vokes, it just added another layer to it.
Ryan Broom, right wing back last week. His performance, I'm guessing, is, even if Ryan Jackson is available, giving you a nice little problem there in that position, because I know you knew he could play there, but he did well there last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he did well. I think Jacko's done really well when he's been in. So yeah, it's a good problem to have. We want as many good players available to pick from as possible. But no, he's done, wherever we've played Broomy, I think he's done well for us. He's played as a 10, he's played as an 8, he's played at right wing back. I think his energy's great. He gives you some thrust going forward. He's got good physicality and he can handle the ball. So Broomy's done well, Jacko's done well, and it's nice to have them both back and available.
Settle for 5-5 on Saturday?
Settle for 5-4 to us.